If it's not good for your long-term health, let it go. You have no duty to stay in a bad situation. We have the power to walk away from almost everything, and yet we don't. We stick around because of habits, addictions, or fear. But doing so only makes us miserable. So here are 13 lessons on how walking away is your greatest power, based on the life and philosophy of Marcus Aurelius. No. 1. It gives you freedom over others. Epictetus once wrote that the chief task in life is to separate oneself from others. In today's world, this is easier said than done. If you don't fit in with your colleagues, you feel different. If you don't spend every waking hour with your partner, you feel guilty. And if you don't conform to society's expectations, you feel judged. But according to Stoics, being independent and self-sufficient was essential to happiness. And the first step to achieving that is by learning to walk away from people who hold you back. Seneca said it best. He wrote, "He is a slave who shows no master, who he is a prisoner who has no jailer." Freedom is a hard-won prize. Do not yield it up lightly. By walking away from toxic relationships, negative people, and harmful situations, you take back control of your life and can finally become the person you want to be without the chains holding you down. 2. It allows you to stop caring about other people's opinions. As human beings, our brain craves two things: novelty and a sense of belonging. This is why social media and gossip are so appealing. They feed our brains with new experiences and information that may or may not be relevant to us, but we consume it anyways. The problem is that caring too much about what others think robs you of your inner peace. When you start to care about what others say, you will never be satisfied. There will always be someone who disapproves of something you do. It's impossible to please everyone all the time. So the Stoics would say you need to detach from what others think. How do you do that? By simply walking away. Quit social media, avoid gossip, and focus on what truly matters. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "When you rise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love." By disconnecting yourself from other people's opinions, you reconnect with what truly matters. Number 3, it teaches you to be selective about what you experience. Life is full of distractions, most of which don't really matter. Yet we find ourselves swept up in their tides. Why? Because the Stoics believed in living a examined life. What does that mean? That means being intentional about every choice you make and understanding the consequences of your actions. Unfortunately, most of us don't live examined lives. Instead, we eat when we're bored, spend money when we're happy, and comfort ourselves with vices when we're sad. These temporary highs and lows distract us from our purpose and hold us back from accomplishing our goals. So the Stoics would say, instead of reacting to external stimuli, you must learn to walk away from distractions until you've completed your tasks and duties. Then you can reward yourself with those very same things you walked away from. Number 4, it helps you stop comparing yourself to others. Seneca said, "Happy is he who makes others better, better he who can do it without their knowledge." And while his words might seem like a call to be secretive about your success, they're actually an encouragement to stop comparing yourself to others. In today's world, we compare our achievements, net worth, and lifestyles. But these comparisons often lead to jealousy and resentment. You start to look at the things you have and wonder why you don't have what others have. And that discontentment holds you back from achieving your true potential. So the Stoics would say, the best way to stop comparing yourself to others is to walk away from them and focus on your own path. You have no idea what it took for them to get where they are. You can't possibly know all the mistakes they made along the way, the skills they learned, the sacrifices they had to make, or the opportunities they had that you didn't. So instead of wasting time comparing yourself to others, walk away and concentrate on your journey. As the Stoics say, it's not what you have, it's what you are that matters. Number 5, it helps you develop a strong sense of self-confidence. When you remove yourself from harmful situations, you'll notice that you become more confident. Why? Because you're no longer afraid of what others think. You're no longer swayed by external factors, and you're more certain of your values and beliefs. This newfound confidence will help you make decisions that align with your goals and aspirations. You become less likely to compromise your principles and more likely to stand up for what you believe in. This is what the Stoics meant when they said, "The secret of confidence lies in knowing that you're worth it." By walking away from toxic relationships, negative people, and harmful situations, you reclaim your confidence and become the person you are meant to be. No. 6. It allows you to maintain your individuality. When you walk away from what doesn't feel right, You allow yourself to stay true to who you are. You resist the urge to conform to societal pressures and expectations, and instead embrace what makes you unique. This is what the Stoics called living according to nature. It means accepting yourself for who you are and embracing your natural tendencies and inclinations. By doing so, you'll be able to express yourself freely and authentically. You'll be more open to new experiences and ideas, and you'll be more resilient in the face of adversity. No. 7. It prevents you from getting addicted to other people's approval. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "The pleasure of others is not in your control." And yet we keep trying to chase it. We post selfies on Instagram to get likes. We work tirelessly to earn our boss's approval. And we spend money we don't have just to impress our friends. But the pursuit of external validation is a dangerous game. It's a slippery slope that leads to addiction and despair. You become so focused on pleasing others that you forget what you truly want. So the Stoics would say the best way to avoid getting addicted to other people's approval is to walk away from it and focus on your own internal compass. Develop your sense of self-worth and value your own opinion. That way you won't be swayed by external forces and can make decisions that align with your goals and aspirations. No. 8. It teaches you to accept things you cannot change. One of the most important lessons in life is learning to accept the things you cannot change. And walking away is a big part of that process. For example, you may have tried everything to fix a broken relationship, but it just doesn't seem to be getting any better. In this case, the Stoics would say it's time to walk away and focus on yourself. You may have invested your time and energy into a project that ultimately failed despite your best efforts. Again, the Stoics would say, it's time to walk away and focus on what you can control. By doing so, you free yourself from the burden of trying to change things that are beyond your control, and can focus on what truly matters. No. 9. It protects you from burnout. In our fast-paced world, it's easy to get caught up in the hustle and bustle of everyday life, and lose sight of what's important. We push ourselves to the limit, sacrificing our well-being for the sake of productivity. But the Stoics believed in living a balanced life in harmony with nature. They understood that burnout was not a badge of honor, but a sign of imbalance. Walking away from work, even when it seems like the only thing that matters, can be a powerful tool in preventing burnout. By taking breaks, we give ourselves the time and space we need to recharge and come back to our work refreshed and focused. We can use this time to connect with nature, spend time with loved ones, or simply relax and recharge. Remember, it's not about being lazy or it's about being smart and prioritizing our well-being. Number 10. It frees up your time and energy for what matters most. In today's world, we're constantly bombarded with distractions that pull us away from what truly matters. Social media, emails, notifications, and messages vie for our attention, making it difficult to prioritize and focus on important tasks. But by learning to walk away from distractions and interruptions, we free up valuable time and energy to dedicate to our most important pursuits. We can use this time to pursue our passions, connect with loved ones, or simply enjoy the present moment. By doing so, we create space for what truly matters in our lives. We become more focused, productive, and fulfilled. Number 11. It helps you focus on the present moment. In today's world, it's easy to get caught up in the future. We worry about what could happen, fantasize about what might be, and stress about what needs to be done. But by learning to walk away from our worries and distractions, we can focus on the present moment. When we're present, we're fully engaged in the here and now. We appreciate the beauty of the moment and savor the experience. This allows us to fully immerse ourselves in the present and enjoy it to the fullest. Number 12. It helps you avoid unnecessary drama. In today's world, drama seems to be everywhere. It can be hard to avoid. However, by learning to walk away from unnecessary drama, we can create a more peaceful and fulfilling life. Drama often arises from a lack of self-awareness and emotional intelligence. By practicing self-reflection and emotional regulation, we can better understand our own emotions and reactions, which can help us avoid getting drawn into drama. Additionally, setting boundaries and maintaining a positive attitude can also be helpful in staying out of drama. Number 13. It helps you to build character. By walking away from what's easy and comfortable, we challenge ourselves to grow and develop our character. We learn to persevere through discomfort and develop mental toughness. When we face adversity, we have the opportunity to demonstrate our resilience and strength. By embracing challenges, we build character and become better equipped to handle future obstacles. This is what the Stoics meant when they said that obstacles don't block the path. They are the path. And that's all for this video. If you enjoyed it, check out these videos next.